Okay, let me start with the chapter. Um, Endocrine gland. This was defined before. We have two types of major gland. There is exocrine glands and endocrine glands. Endocrine glands means that glands which secretes, especially hormones, which secretes within, meaning directly into the bloodstream. Okay, it secretes what? Hormone. Hormone. Example I have told before. Growth hormone for what? For growth. Like that, we are going to read in depth about this. Whereas an exocrine gland secretes the secretions with the help of a duct. Example, salivary gland, tears. Okay, you have your tear glands. Those are exocrine glands. Now, endocrine glands are majorly to maintain the body functionality. It is going to happen in that. In this chapter, we're going to have this basic introduction. Then pituitary. Whenever you talk about pituitary, where is pituitary located? Base of the brain. Now there, base of the brain in sella turcica, as a P shaped. Okay, one of the major glands. We'll understand why it is important. Then the thyroid, parathyroid, pancreas, adrenal glands. Where are adrenal glands? On top of kidney. Adrenal glands. All right. Then thyroid, near the neck regions. Then ovaries and testes, and some vocabularies, physical examination, and combining forms, and exercises in this chapter. All right. This will be divided again into different phases in the video. We'll go into this. And first, the introduction part. You can scroll down. Okay. Little bit more. Yes, that's enough. Here. So, endocrine gland, as I told you, is a system, is an information signal in the system of the body, like the nervous system, produces hormones which regulate many or varied functions of the body. Okay. For example, as I told, growth of the bones is caused, or the maturation of the sexual organs is caused by the hormones in different types of it. Okay. All the endocrine glands, no matter which hormones, that is nothing but a chemical messenger, they produce, secrete them directly into the bloodstream, not into any ducts. Same thing, repetitions. All right, leading to an exterior body like the exocrine glands. Those glands that send the chemical substance into the ducts and out of the body are called exocrine glands. Examples are sweat, mammary, mucosa, salivary, lacrimal glands. Hormones act as a receptors located on the target tissues, and these receptors initiate the biological effect. Okay, simple. The gland secretes hormone. Hormone will go and act on the receptors in the different parts of the body. All right, that will have the functionality. So it will go and get going. Touch points. That is known as receptors. We will have pain receptors. Like that, we're going to read in depth later. Scroll down. Now these are the 9 different major glands that we're going to have. In the diagram, you need to start naming. First one is pineal gland. Minimum function is seem to be known about this. Behind, that is pineal gland. Second, pituitary, base of the brain, that is sella turcica, we call it as. Third, thyroid. 4. How many parathyroids are there? 4. See, now we have learned this because we read in the first or second chapter, right? Then thymus in the center. You need to write it down so it makes it easier. Then 6, adrenal, above the kidney. 7, pancreas. Pancreas is the only gland that has both exo and endocrine functionality. Are we clear? Pancreas, we'll talk about that later again. Then ovaries in female, 1 pair. Testes in male, there is only 1 pair. Alright? Scroll down. Let's go with few glands we'll cover up right now. The pineal gland and the thymus glands are included here as an endocrine because they are ductless. Okay? Though the endocrine glands is known as very minimal, the pineal gland is located in the center portion of the brain. The brain secretes a substance known as melatonin. So, where have you heard about this melatonin? So, what it can be the function? Melatonin in the mammals, the melatonin is believed to be affect the brain, influence the rate of the gonads maturation. Calcification of the pineal gland can occur and can be important radiological landmark when X-rays are being taken. Okay. Very minimal it will be ignored. As we read in this chapter, so we're going to read about these tables, meaning what is a gland, what does it secrete, increase of it, what will happen, decrease of it, what is going to happen. Okay, disease also we're going to learn similarly. Alright. Now, in this, the thymus gland is located between the sternum, remember sternum, the central breastbone, in the mediastinum, resembles a lymph gland. It contains a lymphatic tissue and T cells, lymphocytes. Remember we saw talk about WBC cells. The gland produces a hormone that is known as thymosin. It is important for development of immunity response in the newborn. The endocrine function is not well understood, but the removal of thymus gland is helpful in a muscular neurological disease. Myasthenia, asthenia means what? Weakness. Myasthenia gravis, Amitabh Bachchan I told you. So the removal of that seems to be useful in cases of a muscular neurological disorder that is known as myasthenia gravis. Okay. If you see there, some of the other glands which is being told location, pineal gland, okay, secretes melatonin, affects the brain and releases. This table will be very helpful for you guys. Thymus gland, thymosins affects immune response. Alright. Body cells, prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are useful for contraction of uterus during the birth of a child, lowers the blood pressure, clumps the platelets, lowers acid secretion. Kidney, erythropoietin. It stimulates erythropoiesis. If you read in the different chapter, that stimulates the erythrocyte, that is your RBC production. In cases of this dialysis and kidney failures, what happens is, I have told you dialysis is filtration of the body function outside. That is taken care. But kidney also has an important function is erythropoietin. So if it does not produce this means, then they have to take an erythropoietin injections. If they do not take it, then erythropoiesis will not, means there is no RBCs. When there is no RBCs, no oxygen is supplied to the cells of the body. It means the persons will feel weak and hypoxic, like that, the tiredness, everything. They go completely tired. For them, erythropoietin injections are given. Okay. One of the complications, obviously. Again, dialysis will be on charge. If it is 1000, 1600, these injections are 1002. So weekly once or twice they tend to give this. Gastrointestinal tract secretes cholecystokinin. Cholecyst, you can make a note. Cholecyst means gallbladder. In our gastro, when we read, we will come to know what is gallbladder will do. Cholecyst means gallbladder. Gastrin for gastric secretion, secretin for pancreatic secretion. Skin will secretes vitamin D that affects the absorption of calcium. Placenta, usually the surrounding of a newborn, it will be there, produces HCG that sustains cysts, that is pregnancy. Alright? We scroll down. Most important gland that we are all going to learn about this is known as pituitary gland, also known as the master gland. Though the size isn't small, very interesting part about this to be done. A cross-sectional view which shows on top is the cerebrum, biggest part of the brain. Then corpus luteum comes below. If you see, pituitary gland is mentioned in this section here, base of the brain. Okay. That is pituitary gland inside your sella turcica. Sella turcica. It is very well protected. It has two parts, front and back, anterior lobe and posterior lobe. Above that comes hypothalamus. Okay. We're going to read about this in a different systems again. Negative feedback mechanism. Alright. If some secretions are more, that will go and stimulate the pituitary, and pituitary says, okay, don't secrete, and that will directly control other glands. That's why this is known as master gland. Remember this word, negative feedback mechanism. We're going to read about it later. Okay. Scroll down. Now, here we go. The pituitary gland is also called as hypo means below. Hypophysis is a small pea-sized gland located in the base of the brain in the pocket-like depression that is known as sella turcica. It has two parts, anterior lobe, also known as adenohypophysis. Adeno means gland, alright, glandular part of it, which is formed by an upper growth from pharynx and is glandular in nature, and a posterior lobe called as neurohypophysis. Neuro means nervous tissues are present in it majorly. The hypothalamus is a region of the brain that is close proximity to pituitary, means it's on top of this. Alright? Hypo, that is also a very important role. The signals transmitted from hypothalamus, you can underline this in fact, the signal transmitted by hypothalamus controls the secretion of pituitary gland. Now, the neurons in the hypothalamus sense releasing or inhibiting factors. What will do? Either releasing or inhibiting. Inhibiting means stopping. Any one of this activity according to the need of the body, whatever is happening, to via the capillaries to the anterior pituitary gland. Okay? From there the signal is gone to anterior pituitary gland. That which stimulates, inhibits or secretion of hormones from the anterior pituitary gland. Okay? From there the signal is gone to anterior pituitary gland. The hypothalamus also produces and secretes hormones directly to posterior pituitary gland also, where the hormones are stored and then released. Okay? Hypothalamus will have this inhibitory or inhibitory actions. It will pass that message to anterior and it secretes some hormones directly into posterior. Alright? Now this anterior gland will secrete around 5 to 8 hormones, and we're going to read the activity about it. Posterior has 2. We're going to read about it, and again, what is the normal function? What happens if it is excess? What happens if it is low?
Yes.
Diabetes you have heard like that, right? We're going to come across this. There are 2 types of like that. We're going to read about it. Okay. Same diagram explains hypothalamus releases and inhibits factors via capillaries to the adenohypophysis, secretes the hormones, whereas hypos directly hormones to the posterior, stores and release the hormones. All right. Now the functionality. You can just understand currently. Later there will be a table. You'll have to memorize the table. All right. Growth hormone, also called as somatotrophin. What is it for? Growth, meaning the hormone promotes protein synthesis that results in the growth of the bone and other tissues. Growth hormone also stimulates the liver to make insulin like growth factor, IGF, or stomatogen C, which stimulate the growth of the bones. Meaning calcification of the cartilage tissues happens, elongation happens, all that for the growth hormone. Okay. Now, what happens if it is excess?
Gigantism.
Gigantism in?
Growth.
And there is one more.
Dwarf.
Decreases dwarfism. Gigantism is excess, but again, remember puberty?
Acromegaly.
Acromegaly. Acromegaly is after puberty. Before puberty, gigantism.
Gigantism.
Remember, we read about this long back. Same thing now. We can read the features. You got it? Are you able to correlate? Now, TSH. TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone, also known as thyrotrophin. Okay. This hormone, what will it do? Stimulates the growth of thyroid gland and its secretion of thyroxine. Thyroxine is required for basal metabolic rate of a human being. Okay. Excess means hyperthyroidism, low means hypothyroidism. Okay. Obesity is seen in hypo. Hyper means that, remember, exophthalmia, scary eyes, something like that. We're going to see the pictures, right? We're going to see that about it. Next, adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH. Again, this is for adrenal cortex, the growth of the adrenal cortex, and increases the secretion of steroid hormones. When you read about the adrenal gland, we'll have an adrenal cortex. It is for ACTH. Okay, primarily cortisol. Gonadotropin hormones, there are several gonadotropin hormones that influence the growth and hormone secretion by either ovaries in the males, females, and testes in the males. In the females, FSH we call it as, and LH. that stimulates the growth of eggs in the ovaries and production of hormones and ovulation. Alright, FSH has a particular function. Similarly, in the male, impredex is the production of sperm and LH, and as interstitial cell stimulating hormone that stimulates the testes to produce testosterone. Okay. Prolactin stimulates and sustains milk production. The word itself says lactose, lactating. That is milk production after the birth. MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone. This hormone helps in the formation of melanin. I've told you for skin pigmentation, and causes increased pigmentation of the skin. This effect is observed only when hypersaturation of hormone occurs. Alright? Deficiency of melanin means you are fair in color. Alright? So those are the 6 hormones. Go back again. Just I'll revise this. Remember the 6. Growth, TSH, ACTH, gonadotropins hormones, that is your FSH and LH, then PRL prolactins, MSH. All stimulating hormones. But what you will have to try to understand later, maybe you need to memorize this. Okay? Scroll. Now comes the posterior lobe, only 2 hormones, ADH and oxytocin. Okay? ADH, this hormone is also known as vasopressin, stimulates the reabsorption of water by kidney tubules. In addition, ADH can also increase blood pressure by constricting the arteriole. Means it prevents water loss. Okay? Now what happens? If it is excess over water retention and edema formation and BP increase, if it is not there, you will have a problem. Okay? We're going to see about diabetes insipidus. Alright? We're going to read about it. Oxytocin, this is a hormone that stimulates the uterus to contract during the childbirth and maintain the labor during childbirth. It is also secreted using suckling and causes milk production from the mammary gland. 2 functions are there for oxytocin. Clear? Scroll down. This diagram is important for you to see in a memory. In a summary, it is there, like anterior and posterior. Now let's finish with posterior first. It has vasopressin, that is ADH, increase water retention. Oxytocin stimulates labor, majorly. Other functions you can learn later. Then anterior has so many: ACTH, FSH, MSH, LH. One is for adrenal cortex stimulation, another one ovaries and testes. Next one is increased pigmentation, promotes ovulation, stimulates and testes. Same thing, other 3 are somatotrophins, that is growth hormone, stimulates growth. TSH stimulates thyroid. PRL stimulates milk production. One small pea size gland controls literally how many other glands. Can you see this? Hence the name master gland. Alright. Now the abnormalities, which we have read already, some of them. Gigantism is excess of growth hormone before puberty. Early diagnosis and resection of the tumor or reduction of pituitary can help. Acromegaly, acro means end. Okay, extremities are more after puberty, excess of growth hormone. Scroll down. Hands, face, jaw, little bit up. Yeah, there you go. Okay, pituitary adenomas can be eradicated or surgical removal is one of the line of treatment. Scroll down. Dwarfism, because of less secrete of growth hormone. Treatment, growth hormone can be given. Achondroplastic dwarfism differ from hypopetal dwarfism that they suffer from a genetic defect in the cartilage formation. That is cartilage deficiency, that is achondroplasia. Okay, this is growth hormone deficiency. PAN means what? Pancytopenia. Trying pan. PAN means all. Pancytopenia is deficiency of all cells. Now here PAN means all pituitary are deficient. All the functions of the target glands are also adversely affected. Alright? Abnormal condition of the posterior lobe. ADH. I told you syndrome of inappropriate ADH, that is known as SIADH. Excessive secretion of ADH. Water restriction, tumor, and this one. So the over water retention happens, whereas decretion of this causes a type of a diabetes, that is known as diabetes insipidus, whereas diabetes mellitus is different. Very important. It is very simple to understand. This is ADH deficiency, meaning what? Antidiuretic vasopressin means instead of retaining the water, it leaves water is lost more, meaning polyuria. Polyuria means excessive urine. So that will lead into polydipsia. Now what is polydipsia? Excessive thirst. Okay. Deficient antiurines needed water and salts. Clinical is polyuria and polydipsia. Synthetic preparation ADH is administered, whereas same symptoms are there even in diabetes mellitus. That is because of pancreas gland. Okay. Whereas there it will have hyperglycemia. Means what? Glucose level is more in diabetes mellitus. They also will have polyuria, polydipsia. Okay. They also have polyphagia. That is excessive hunger. Alright. Are we clear? Are we clear till now? Scroll. So that majorly completes your pituitary gland. In summary, 6 hormones are secreted by anterior lobe, 2 by posterior. Diseases is very simple: gigantism, acromegaly, dwarfism, and PAN. Whereas posterior, only 2: SIADH, meaning excessive ADH. Deficiency is DI, diabetes insipidus, which will have ADH deficiency. Are we simple? Are we good?